Hey there, Mercedes here from PrettyWebz.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make watercolor illustrator brushes. These are going to be completely custom. I'm going to start off inside of Photoshop to create the image that we're going to turn into a brush in Illustrator. And of course, you don't need Photoshop for this. You can just use an image that you get off of Unsplash or Pexels or something. There's tons of images of watercolor strokes on those websites. So you can easily just grab an image from there. For this one, we want to make it completely custom. And this is going to be for those of you who are selling brushes or you just need it to be completely your own. We're going to start off in Photoshop and then we'll be moving on to Illustrator a little bit later. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a new document. So I'm going to come here inside of Photoshop, File, New. And I'm just going to go with a 1000 by 1000 pixel document. I'm going to change this to 300 resolution, and I'm going to work in CMYK for this one, and I'm going to go ahead and click Create. Now I'll add a new layer, and I'm going to start with a brush that I've already shown you how to make in another video, but I'll go ahead and leave a link here just in case you want to learn how to make this brush. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave a link down in the description for the one that we are going to be using. You can get all of these brushes, these right here, in a free kit on my website. I'll leave a link for that as well. So we're going to start here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and I'm going to change the color. We're going to use something like this, like a pink, dark pink color. And I'm just going to start by creating something like that, and I'm going to add some different colors to this. So go with like a yellowish color and bring the size down a little bit. And these are just going to be kind of accenting the pink. I'm going to add some orange to this as well. And then I'll go back in with the pink. This way you get, the exact colors that you want. You get everything the way you want it. I am going to go ahead and add a new layer because I want to show you one of the legacy brushes. So I'm here in legacy brushes. If you don't see this, if you're in Photoshop 2020 or later, you can come here to the three lines here, the hamburger menu, and then just click on legacy brushes and those will come up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one right here, the watercolor light opacity, and you can try out any of these brushes here. These are all available inside of Photoshop, so try these out, see what you get. And I'm just going to use this and just kind of draw out my watercolor. I think I'm going to bring down the opacity here. Now from here, what I'd like to do is bring down my opacity to about 75%. Maybe 70 would be better. So we'll go 70% on this one, and let's see. I think about the same for this one. So about 70% on both of these. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this background layer. Command and the letter E to merge these two. Then I'm going to come here to the marquee tool and just make a selection of these two. Command and the letter C to copy these, or Control and the letter C if you're on a PC. And then I'm going to come here to Illustrator. I already have it open, so I'm going to go ahead and File, New. And I'll just start with this 1920 by 1080. I am in CMYK. I'm at 300 ppi for this, and I'm going to go ahead and click Create. From here, Command and the letter V to paste those two in here. Now my canvas is really big, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom into this so we can see it. Okay, from here we're going to come up here to Object, Rasterize. Make sure that Transparent is selected and click OK. From there, we'll go here to Window, Image Trace. We're going to choose in Presets, High Fidelity Photo. And then from here, we'll choose Expand. And what we need to do is ungroup these so that we can have separate ones and we can remove this background. So I'm going to come here to Object, Ungroup. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click off of that and then just click one more time to get just that background and hit delete on my keyboard. And now I have two areas right here, so I can grab this one. Just make sure that you're on this right here, the selection tool, letter V on your keyboard. And I'm going to move it up here and make it smaller. Okay, so this is one. And then now I'm going to grab this one and just resize this one as well. So let's go ahead and start with this one. So we're just going to grab the whole thing. And I have my brush panel open. If you don't have your brush panel open, you can come here to Window, Brushes, and that's going to open up the brush panel for you. So you have all of these brushes that are default, and they will open up every single time you open up Illustrator. So we're just going to go ahead and drag this and drop it into that brushes panel, and that will automatically open up the new brush options here. We're going to choose Art Brush for this one, and I'm going to click OK. That's going to open up another window full of options, and for this one we're going to choose Stretch to Fit Stroke Length. For colorization on this one in particular, we're going to choose None because we want to maintain the colors that we've already created here. And for overlap, we want to make sure that this one is selected, Adjust Corners and Folds to prevent overlap, and then just click OK. So from here, if you press the letter B on the keyboard, that's going to bring up the brush so we can kind of see what that's going to look like. And you can make this in any shape you want. This right here is just picking up on the colors and everything that we've created here. We can't adjust the color of this brush, so what we're going to have to do is come back in. So I have this all selected, letter V. I'm going to drop that back in there. Click Art Brush again, click OK. That's going to bring this back up. We're going to use all of the same settings here, except for here in colorization. We're going to change that to Tints and Shades and click OK. That way, when we come back in here, bring up the brush. And that way, I'm going to go ahead and choose like a greenish color. Okay, so now when I draw with that same brush, I can get that color. So you can see how I got the blue in there. So there are two ways to do this. You can also just do shades and make a selection of this one more time. I'm going to drag that back in there. Again, this is going to come up. I'm going to choose Art Brush, click OK. Everything is going to stay the same except for colorization. I'm going to use just tints this time, not tints and shades, just tints. Click OK. And I'm going to use that same blue color. And you can see the difference in these two. So this one's just a much stronger color because it's picking up on the shades as well, and this is just picking up on the tints. So this is really going to be preference. You can see how this one is now picking up on the color here as well. Go ahead and get rid of those. And then of course you can do the same thing that we did with the tints and shades, or just the tints. If you like to get your own colors for this brush as well. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please make sure to like, share, comment. Any or all of those things are greatly appreciated. And as always, make sure to visit PrettyWebz.com for more design resources and tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching.